Hey guys, so a friend of mine was asking like how I should go about playing Arena and well, how to build decks in Arena. My point was that how you actually play in the game and understanding the meta game of Arena and Arena picks and the cards that people can have is every bit, if not more important than the deck itself. So the challenge was issued to deliberately pick the worst card for the deck that has been built so far in Arena mode and try to get 3 wins with it is the aim. So this is going to be the worst possible deck that I can build with the cards, and we'll see how we get on. So worst possible deck, you also want the worst possible pick. There's not a lot of difference really between the different classes. So Rogue, I'd say Warlock is probably the strongest out of them. I don't think there's that much difference between Shaman and Rogue, but let's go for Rogue. I think Rogue might be slightly worse than Shaman in general, but it's
They'll never see it coming.
not much of a rule. Okay, well this is an easy pick. Obviously Alarmabot is by far the worst card here. This card's very good. This very situational. You usually don't want to pick it, but you can. 2/2 for 2 is not terrible. And the Battlecry can sometimes screw over your opponent. If you pick it early, you can build your deck around that by having more plays in the following turns, making sure you've got a lot of 2-drops and lower drops and things that then could screw up your opponent's curve and not let them play anything. So we're going to go with Alarmabot and not pick anything good to go with it. Shadow Step, Shiv, and Spiteful Smith. Shiv is draw a card for 2, it does the 1 damage, sometimes you can kill things with it. Spiteful Smith is really good in Rogue because you can always get a weapon out and get the bonus effect as well as having good base stats. Shadow Step, usually not very useful in Arena. Sometimes it can be, very situationally, but that's what we're going to go with. Frostwolf Grunt, Scarlet Crusader, and Razorfang Hunter. Frostwolf Grunt is the worst here, just the stats. This is pretty good with the Divine Shield, can sometimes kill 2/3 drops. 3/2 for 3, this isn't great, summons a 1/1, 1/1 dies to hero powers a lot, but you're still getting 3/4 stats for 3. So Frostwolf Grunt. Annoyatron, Ironbeak Owl, and Sprint. Definitely all of their place. I'd say the best one here is the Annoyatron. Just generally it's pretty good and it works as a really good chump blocker. Sprint also very good in Arena because it tends to go into the late game and rather than top decking then you can draw it. So I think the worst here is Ironbeak Owl, but it's not a terrible card. Backstab, Conceal, and Goblin Auto Barber. This is painful. Conceal is far and away the worst card here. Backstab's great in Arena. You kill 2-drop for free, you get your tempo going, that's how you win games. Goblin Auto Barber is a 3/2 for 2, which is always good, plus gives your weapon on attack, you always have a weapon out, it's a great card. Conceal is borderline completely useless in Arena, you're not going to have any combos that you need to keep things in the next turn and stuff, it's awful. This deck is turning out worse than I expected. Staying on that theme, Grimsteel Oracle is an absolutely terrible card, as is Sinister Strike in Arena, because you're not pushing out enough damage usually for that to make any difference. You don't have your spell power combos and things. Silverhand Knight, very good in Arena, 6/6 is stats for 5. Split amongst 2 things, so it's sort of harder to kill in some situations, easier in others, but whatever, it gets you board presence, it's a good card. I'm not entirely sure which is worse between these two. I mean, Grimsteel Oracle, it's a 1/1 for 1, so it's like worse than a Wisp, and I'm going to deliberately not pick any more Murlocs later in the deck anyway if I do pick it. But Sinister Strike is so useless. It can be used to get combos going, but I don't have any combo cards, and I don't see myself getting any because most of them are quite good. Tricky. It is. It's a hard choice to find the worst card. No, I'm gonna go Sinister Strike as being worse, because at least the 1/1 can do something on the board. All of these are good. Acidic Swamp Ooze is really great, especially if you're against opponents that have weapons. Goblin Autobar I've already covered, and Noitram I've already covered, but I'd say just because it only has one attack, and the Divine Shield could be pinged off by many of the different classes, Noitron's probably worse than Acidic Swamp Ooze in Arena, so we're gonna go with that. Another Sinister Strike, Kobold Geomancer, and Spider Tank. I like Kobolds in Rogue. If you don't have Blood Mage Thanatos, it's usually a pretty good substitution. A lot of people use Shiv instead if you already have 2 Shivs. And if you get a lot of spell power in Rogue, it can actually be incredible, because the value that they get off their spells is actually really impressive. Spider Tank 3/4 for 3, just really solid 3-drop. Sinister Strike is once again the worst card. Southsea Deckhand, not bad in Rogue, but bad generally, and it's going to die the next turn, a lot of the classes. Gilban Stalker, fine in Arena, it's a 2/3 for 2. 2 drops really important. Spider Tank is too good. So we are looking at either Southsea Deckhand or Gilban Stalker. I think the Southsea is probably slightly worse. Although it does give me a combo now, because I can Southsea, Shadow Step, Southsea for 4 whole damage with just 2 cards. Great. We have Matter Bomber, Twilight Drake, and Murloc Tidehunter. Tidecaller, sorry. Matter Bomber can do some really cool stuff. I personally don't think it's as good as a lot of other people do, especially in Arena. Well, no, not especially in Arena. It's worse in Constructed. Nobody runs it in Constructed. It's still good in Arena. I don't think it's that good, because 5/4 for 5 isn't great, and it's a parallel effect. Even though you're choosing when to play it, so you can usually tilt the odds in your favour, but you're just as likely to damage your own stuff as your opponent's stuff. So it really depends on the deck. Twilight Drake's another one that depends on the deck. If you're going to be playing out a lot of small things, then you're not going to have the cards behind it to buff it up to make it as good as a Yeti, and if it's not as good as a Yeti, there's no point in being a Twilight Drake, because it can be silenced, so you want it to be better than a Yeti against the possibility of it being silenced. Murloc Tidecaller is definitely the worst card here, especially since I didn't take the other Murloc earlier. It's a 1/2 for 1, I have no Murlocs to buff it. It's bad. A Nubar Ambusher, Shadow Step, and Tinker's Sharpsword Oil. The oil is always good. There's whole constructed decks based around it. It's a great card. Nubar Ambusher is a 5/5 for 4. It has a bit of a downside to it in that it returns a friendly minion to your hand, which basically almost makes it like an AoE kind of thing if you focus on just killing that one thing, which means that a lot of people will use spell removal for it, and it's usually one of the bigger things in your deck that you don't want to be targeted by spells, which is why it's not really running Constructed. In Arena, it's a really good card, because you're not guaranteed to have smaller or bigger things. Your deck's a bit more ad hoc, and returning a card to your hand can be good because the games tend to go on a bit later, which, you know, gives you your card advantage back, and there's a good chance you'll be able to play it again. Shadow Step is again completely useless, although our combo is now up to 6 whole damage. I'm just waiting for like Cold Blood to be the worst choice. Deadly Poison, really good removal, really cheap, gets combos going, great card. Jilwyn Yeti, much like the Spider Tank, 4-drop, good stats. Thalmor Farseer has the Wind Fury, but very rarely gets to use it because it just dies. It only has 3 health. It's rubbish, and I'm picking it. Dancing Swords, Lord of the Arena, or Direwolf Alpha. Now in this deck, Direwolf Alpha could actually be worse than, well, no, actually Direwolf Alpha is going to be pretty good in this deck, because we got a lot of little things to sort of buff up that we could throw in that might survive a turn. Lord of the Arena is not awful. It's not particularly good. Stats are bad, and the reason for that is that it has taunt, so it's losing health compared to like Boulder Fist Ogre because it has taunt. But cards that big usually act as taunts anyway, unless you're preventing lethal. So they're gonna want to remove your bigger cards, so it doesn't gain much from having taunt, but it's still, you know, 6 damage, big card, not terrible. Dancing Swords, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. You get 4/4 for 3, which is great stats, and your opponent draws a card. It's usually killed pretty quickly and your opponent gets a card out of it, and they usually get the value out of it, which is why you don't see it too much in Constructed, although you can run it in Constructed. I think it's a pretty good general card. So none of these are awful. I think Dancing Swords is probably the worst. Deadly Poison, Mad Bomber, and another Shadow Step. Mad Bomber, unlike Matter Bomber, is a 3-2 for 2, so its base stats are good with the parallel effect, and you're going to choose it. It's always a good pick. Deadly Poison, always a good pick. Shadow Step, usually terrible. We now have 3 Shadow Steps, and our combo is up to 8 potential damage. So we can do like, yeah, 8 damage 1 turn. Great. For just 4 cards. Backstab, always good. Yeti, same as the other Yeti. Parallel spare part effect if you can combo spare parts, which is why this is good in Rogue and Arena. Because it'll get your combos going and things. Vanish is almost never good. So let's pick Vanish. And another Shadow Step is hands down going to be absolutely the worst pick here because we already have so many Shadow Steps, but we do now have basically a Pyroblast combo with the South Sea Deckhands. Great. That's great. Okay. It's going to be that. Dragon Mechanics, decent stats. Spectral Knight is really good, especially because there's so many mages in Arena. So we're picking this. I was not expecting it to be this bad. Ancient Watcher, Mana Addict, and Arcane Golem. Now usually Mana Addict is a really terrible choice. Oh, this really hurts. But because there's so many Shadow Steps and spells and I can keep just playing things and recasting spells, I can actually get this thing up to a crazy attack. I think with the South Sea Deckhand, 2 Sinister Strikes and 4 Shadow Steps, if I were to get this, I would be able to buff it up like 12 damage, so I'd actually have a combo that did 22 damage. Not even for that much mana, because the South Sea is free every Shadow Step, so that'd be 2 for the Mana Addict, 2 for each of the Sinister Strikes, and 1, so that's 5 mana with all the Shadow Steps. And buffing this up, as long as this was already on the board from the previous turn, I'd be able to do 22 damage that turn for 5 mana. So, can't pick that. Arcane Golem, similarly, I'm pretty sure I could play it 4 times, possibly with Sinister Strikes. That's 3, and then every other time it'll cost 1. Yeah. So 3 plus 1 times 4 is 7 plus 2 Sinister Strikes. So that'd be 6 plus 5 times, yeah, 26 damage in 1 turn because of all the Shadow Steps, if I were to draw this. And that's 9 mana, I think, if I've added this up right. I'm not thinking too much about it because I can't pick them, because then that makes the combos actually potentially good. You need to have the right cards and stuff, but I have no way to activate an Ancient Watcher, so I'm picking Ancient Watcher. And this hurts. Ancient Mage, Iron Sensei, and Nerubian Egg. Now, I don't have any way to activate the Nerubian Egg at the minute, but it doesn't make it the worst pick necessarily. It might. It actually might. Iron Sensei is a 2-2 for 3, which is bad, but I do have other mechs. If it buffs up 1 mech, it's worth it. You're getting 4/4 stats for 3. Ancient Mage, I don't have many spells that benefit from it, just the Sinister Strike, and it's bad stats. It's a bad card generally, but I think in this deck the Nerubian Egg is going to be worse because there's literally nothing I have to combo with it. And I probably won't be getting anything to combo with it. Spellbreaker, Micro Machine, Gildan Stalker. All of these are good cards. It's a question of whether Gildan Stalker is worse than Micro Machine. Because Micro Machine can actually get pretty big, and I do have some really low cost taunts. These 2. That could let it build itself up to be actually, you know, good value trading wise. So I think Gildan Stalker is worse here. Spellbreaker in Arena is really good. You still get the 4 attack, and Silence is really valuable because people pick things that, you know, are good standalone in Arena. And a lot of that relies on card text. Jeeves, Violet Teacher, and Master of Disguise. All these are 4, and at this point in building the deck you really need to look at your mana curve, and 4 is going to fit in well in the mana curve no matter what. Because I have so many small minions, Jeeves could actually be a reasonably good card. The stats on Master of Disguise aren't bad. Valet Teacher's really good with all these Shadow Steps, Sinister Strikes stuff, so I cannot pick that. So it's a question of Master of Disguise or Jeeves. I guess if I'm only drawing bad cards, Jeeves doesn't do me that much good, and it might benefit my opponent significantly more than it benefits me. If we get down to a point where I'm like top decking and I play Jeeves, I'm just going to be drawing shit, and they might be drawing really good stuff. On the other hand of that, I could dump my hand really quickly and play Jeeves and start drawing stuff again, but it'll probably die quickly as well. And it is only a 1/4, so it's probably worse than Master of Disguise. I think. That might have been a mispick. Master of Disguise might have been worse there. Haunted Creeper, Loot Hoarder, Scarlet Crusader. I think in Arena, Loot Hoarder is going to be the worst out of these because it dies the hero power too easily. The rest of them have better stats. This is draw a card. Drawing card's always good. It's still a good pick. And obviously it's worse to pick a 2 than a 3 there because of the curve. Voodoo Doctor, Backstab, Cold Blood. Oh god, I could have had Arcane Golem and Cold Blood and 4 Shadow Steps and 2 Sinister Strikes. I never would have picked the 4 Shadow Steps anyway. It's not like that would have ever happened, but this could have been a really fun deck. Voodoo Doctor's obviously the worst here. Strongthorn Tiger, Vanish, Fan of Knives. Vanish is again the worst. Backstab, Kobold, Novice. I think Novice actually is probably worse than Kobold. I talked about Kobold before. Novice dies to hero powers, it only has 1 attack, it doesn't do very much, and it's another 2-drop, which is terrible for my curve. Arcane Nullifier, Stampeding Kudo, and One-Eyed Cheat. When you pay a pirate, gains stealth. I do have 1 pirate, so there's a potential combo there, otherwise that would definitely be the worst. Let me think about the others. Kudo is far too good on its own. 2/5 can't be targeted by hero power. That's, I mean, no, One-Eyed Cheat's still the worst. I only have 1 other pirate in my deck. 5 cards left. Fan of Knives, Spectral Knight, Goblin Auto Barber. I think Fan of Knives is going to be the worst here. It doesn't do very much damage. I have no spell power to combo it with, and even though it draws a card, it's not going to do enough on the board for me for the mana cost, I don't think. Explosive Sheep, Fairy Dragon, and Backstab. Explosive Sheep is definitely the worst here. It has terrible stats, and the effect is really going to hurt me, because most of my minions don't have much health, and picking another 2-drop here is terrible because I have so many 2-drops. This thing isn't going to get a single win. Murloc Raider is the worst here, the rest have good stats. Shiv, card draw, Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, really good. Spider Tank, really good. This doesn't do much on the board, is another 2-drop. And, then some more card draw. I got a lot of card draw. Questing Adventure, Demolisher, or Bloodseal Corsair. This is another pirate. But it's definitely the worst card. With all this cheap spells and cheap minions and stuff, Questing Adventure could get really big and be really good. This is exactly the kind of deck that you want a Questing Adventure in, so I'm not allowed to have that. Demolisher isn't terrible standalone, has pretty bad stats, but the 2 damage makes up for that. Bloodseal Corsair, I like this card, actually. It doesn't die to hero powers, it gets rid of 1 durability, and if you have a pirate themed deck, it's great. I guess I have a pirate themed deck because I've got like 3 pirates. Also picking more low cost stuff is worse here, so. And that's the deck. It's unspeakably bad. Let me just do that. Nope. Alarm Bot. It's gonna be the, okay. So now you can see the deck list up on the screen. Let's jump right in and see if we can get 3 wins. We can't.
Valeera versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
Watch your back.
Okay, I don't think warriors are particularly good in Arena. But By the way, I'm not going to try to make the worst plays. I'm going to try to play as well as possible. And yeah, I'm not a great player, but I'll try my best. And I get the coin, so I can coin out a novice on turn 1. You probably won't have an answer for it. I can get the goblin out in turn 2. Okay. So the idea is still to play a terrible deck as well as possible. And try to get wins somehow. Did I coin this out or did I play? I think I play this because I've got a lot more 1-drops, so I do have a 1, 2, 3. I maybe should have capped that in case he plays Fiery War Axe. Yeah, that was a misplay. And I think I want more cards.
I hope you like my invention.
Let the pain speak to me.
That's that's not good. I think I have to play Dancing Swords, otherwise I fall too far behind on tempo. I could coin Conceal to stop him drawing. Is that worth doing? I can kill that. If he kills this, which he probably will do, I can hit him with that and the dagger next turn, but he draws more cards. Draws 3, up to 8. He draws 1 off this, up to 9. And I vanish. Arena Mill, let's go for it.
Oh, if you're sure.
This isn't going to work. Spoiler alert. He's going to play something that trades favourably with my 4-4 probably. And I have no answers. The fact that I'm playing Dancing Swords might make him think that I've got like Cold Lights or something like that that's really going to screw him up, but... Oh wow. Okay, what's the play? In theory, no, doesn't work. How many cards does he have? 6, so I could draw him up to 8.
So many options.
And follow it up with a Gulbin Stalker. This doesn't die. The Stalker and this can kill this. Okay.
Here we go.
So if he kills my Bloodseal Corsair, then I can trade this in. Yay, board control.
I wonder.
Yeah, what I can't do is kill that. I can kill that, actually. And I actually can mill him. I can coin Vanish. And he'll burn a 1 card. I think I'm gonna need to get slightly better than that.
Here we go.
You can't really trade favorably with any of this stuff, so...
What you want?
If he uses any kind of AoE, then he'll lose his side of the board as well. Don't be fooled into thinking this is going well, because I have no late game. And it's already turn 6, and oh, wow. Well, there's the AoE.
For the king!
I have no answer to that. My amazing Vanish play is no longer viable. can I ditch enough cards to make Jeeves actually draw me anything good?
Can I help you, sir? Let me get that.
Yay. Go on, where's that chargy parody bloke? Bloodseal Raider, I think. I could do 6 damage.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
Here we go.
Let's just cycle these.
Let me get that.
No, my Murloc combo.
Well played.
Thanks. He couldn't have lethal. I don't think there's any way for him to have lethal here.
What now?
So at this point he's probably worked out that I've deliberately picked terrible cards. So, Nope. Ah. Come on, luck? This guy doesn't need luck. I don't know what the odds of that were. 3 bombs,
I can take the hit.
4 targets. Probably a pretty good chance it was getting hit. Harmbigol, do you do anything? No, you do not. Let's draw a card. Hey, I can kill something. Maybe he'll misclick and kill this? I don't know. I mean, if I play this out, it might save me 5 damage. Yes, Phoebe, it might.
Here we go.
Dog's going crazy. She knows the end is near, she can feel it. Or there's another dog outside or something. One or the other.
Charge forward!
Thumbs.
I think it could be time to use the Vanish next turn. It does give him another 5 armor, but yeah.
I don't have enough mana.
Ah. Okay. So I'm wondering if your like MMR also applies to Arena. So because I usually do quite well in Arena, am I getting matched up against better players? So
I am ready.
and that's that. Yes, I did not expect the deck to end up as bad as it has. But hey. Alright, on to game 2.
Valera versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Watch your back.
Shiv could be good early game. Thalmir could actually be okay against Priest, I think. Well, their 3-drops kind of kill it for free, but... Yay!
Maybe.
It's always good to start off with a 1-drop if you can. Of course, now he just plays a Northshire Cleric and... Oh, wow! Awesome. Oh, do I Shiv or Dagger? I think I Dagger. I have cards to play for the next while.
Here we go.
If he has no play now, this could work because the Throngley Farseer comes out and he might not be able to deal with it before it does some damage to him. I don't even know if this deck has enough damage to win a game. Like, can it do 30? Okay, this is like the worst thing that could happen. Actually, that doesn't kill the Throngley Farseer. So we would need to do 1 more damage to it.
What does the future hold?
The question is, do I knife that now? No, if he sends it in here, I can knife it next turn. And then Shiv the damage golem. Did I just go face is the question here? Because... Oh, we're saving you for the shadow stabs. If I just go face, he has to send both of these in, that I can kill them both next turn, I think. Or I could Voodoo Doctor.
So many options.
Hit it once and Voodoo Doctor. That sounds good.
I hope you like my invention.
Give me another 1-drop. No, okay.
I see your...
Someone call for the doctor.
And I could conceal it for even more damage, but I don't think that would go in my advantage. Because I have 5 damage in the board and he has 4. Oh.
Here we go.
You obviously do that so we can't kill it.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
And I still don't need to use my Shiv, but I think I will. So I want to play this. No, then I don't use Shiv.
Oh, if you're sure.
Now, I can hit this twice and kill it, but
see your end.
I think that's going to be better.
See your end. What does the future hold?
Uh-huh. Now, as much as I do love the idea of comboing, I think I'm going to have to play this to kill that so that it keeps my Farseer alive. I can do that.
I see your end.
And I can draw a card with Jeeves.
Can I help you, sir?
Yay. And I won't use that.
Let me get that.
Oh, good. If he has Holy Nova, I'm completely screwed.
What you looking at?
That's not awful. Because he's probably going to have to send it in here. Yeah. Oh, I could just conceal. I could actually just pretty much dump my entire hand.
Wonder.
That sounds pretty good. And can I Shadow Step and play this and conceal? Yes. Right. So I can dump this, dump my entire hand, draw brand new cards that could potentially be better.
I see.
Oh, yes, sir. Let me get that.
Yee. This could be lethal next turn if he can't taunt. This was so close. If he has Holy Nova, I'm completely dead though. If he has Holy Nova, I get 5 damage. I need to do another 4. Oh, he didn't taunt. That's it, he's dead. That's unbelievable.
I see your
Yeah! There you go, just totally understanding the game and playing it right. Much more important than card choices. Alright, we're 1-1. We could get 3 wins. Just keep the same streak going.
Valera versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Watch your back.
I'd rather get a 1-2 if at all possible. Shadow Step Novice Engineer and draw 2 cards isn't terrible. Jeeves is late game for me. Yeah, double Shadow Step. Cycling those cards.
The pleasure is mine. Hello.
I hope you like my invention.
Just for fun? Well, we can just, yeah.
I hope you like my invention. I hope you like my invention.
Well played.
I hope you like my invention.
Thank you.
Because he might, yeah, he's gonna play a card instead of Fire Blasting it, which is cool. Especially if it's a 3-2, because then I can kill it.
Someday I'll be just like you.
He played a 3-2. Why would you do that?
Here we go.
Oh, if you're sure.
Awesome. Then get Dancing Swords next turn. It'll probably trade favorably with anything he's going to play on turn 3. Yes, it does trade favorably. He has Fire Blast, so he gets a card for 2 mana, I guess. Do you have any other better plays? I do not. And maybe he'll be a big dummy again and not Fire Blast this. Then I can Voodoo Doctor it. Ah. Well, I can kill that.
Here we go.
And then I think I Ancient Watcher on the off chance that he runs that into it for no reason. He could misclick. Could happen. And I want him to not be able to play anything for 5 or more mana.
Someone call for the doctor.
So we can Fire Blast this. Okay, well he didn't misclick. And he did Fire Blast that, okay. So 3 mana minions. And it gets no value from the heal. So that's pretty cool. Okay, what have I got? Can't do anything with Jeeves. I think I just dump my hand this turn and get ready for either Vanish or Jeeves next turn. So, Lift Porter, Corsair, and Gilman Stalker. Which doesn't even come close to trading for his board, and he has the advantage, because he's playing more cards now. If he plays a lot of cards, I can Vanish.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
That could be worth a Vanish. I can kill it, but it involves sending everything I have at that. I think what I'll do is kill the Farseer, and then Vanish.
Hey, give me that!
Let's see what I got. Fan and Eyes. I could draw more cards, but then I can't Vanish. I can kill... Can I afford to take 6? He probably is a Pyroblast. Alright, I think I need to go for this anyway. Alarm bots are scary. You might run into it in case I have a Deathwing or something. Yay, you did! Okay. Mike Gibbs. For the win. He draws a 5, puts him at 7, he draws up to 8. Is there any point in shiving either of these? Because I'm but I need to Vanish. So that's 9 damage. No.
Job's done.
Yeah, there's literally nothing else I could do there. See it cards. I don't think I could mill him. This is a loss. Like, there's not a
You wanna
chance.
blow something up?
I can kill that. Just that. Sounds good.
Here we go.
That gets fire blasted. Oh! Oh! Ah! Combos. If I'm not dead, fireball kills me. And if you see a fireball, you pick a fireball. I can't really think of any. Yeah, okay. He probably has it. Or Ice Lance or something.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
No, really? Nothing. Huh. Nice setting up for lethal anyway. I have no way to come back, I don't think. That goes in there and kills that. Let's silence that first. And he has 7 damage, I have 5 health. Anything I can do?
Can I help you, sir?
Play the confusion game. He's going to be so confused that he trades. Oh, look at that 4-2 into the 1-4. And you can fire blast the other guy. Yeah.
Well played.
Okay, so we did manage to get 1 win somehow, and this is probably going to be the last game. Maybe not though. Okay.
Valera versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
Watch your back.
Okay, well, Ancient Watcher I never want to draw because I have no use for it. Conceal. No. Stalker's pretty good in the open hand. No 1-drops though. Like, I think the only way this deck's gonna win is if I can get 1-drops out, like, a lot.
The pleasure is mine.
So I'm already predicting bad draw, we lose. Not that, I mean, I was predicting a loss no matter what, but... They didn't play anything, that's good. This can't be Wrathed. That's not bad. I should have played an Oiatron because I drew Thrallmere Farseer and it could have kept it safe behind the taunt wall and actually got to use the Wind Fury thing. Although it can be Wrathed, so... if I play this next turn, he might actually hit it with his face and Wrath it if he has one, which I mean it'll be out of the way for the Farseer. That's an even trade. I don't think there's any way for me to get value out of that. So I think I'm just gonna have to hope he doesn't have Wrath.
What does the future hold?
And if he doesn't taunt and can't deal with it, I can play an Oiatron and keep this thing safe.
One shot, one kill.
Definitely should have targeted that. Oh. Well, you know. Okay. Is there anything I can do about that? No, there's not.
Here we go.
That Thrallmere Farseer is the most important card in the deck. There's no reason to taunt. There's nothing I want to keep safe. So I will play the Nerubian Egg in the hopes of drawing an Explosive Sheep and him killing it while this is out without silencing it and not having an answer. You notice how the win conditions get more and more unlikely as the game goes on.
Let the pain speak to me.
Yep. Nothing I can do about that. If I draw Vanish, then there's a chance I might be able to like mill him and kill things with Vanish.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
My opponents don't need the luck. I need the luck so bad. If he kills it, I can't get through that.
I hope you like my invention.
Cards, 7 cards, and he has 3 up. If I could hit that, he'll probably kill it with that. And then play more cards.
Here we go.
Should have done this first. I forgot about it.
I hope you like my invention.
Yeah, I'll do.
What you want?
Swipe. Swipe doesn't do much there actually, you wouldn't waste it on... So how many cards do you have? 8? Yeah, so I can mill him next turn unless he plays his spell.
I must safeguard the land.
It's not a spell. I don't want to return it to his hand, but 3 out, 7 in hand. So I can make him burn 1 card. Which, you know, is looking at damn sight better than any of my other options. There's the Ancient Watcher. Yay.
My hand is too full.
Hey! That's pretty good. I've only got 0 attack minions that I don't have any way to activate, but that was good. And he's now drawing more cards. I think I might have a second Vanish, do I? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Here we go.
See the Ancient Watcher combo.
What to do?
See, if he draws more cards and I do the second Vanish, then it might actually kind of work.
I must safeguard the land.
Is he going to trade both these in? Because, you know, that's really, really good value for me. I can kill that. I guess I kill it. Let's do this first. Draw a card. Oh, nice. Oh, I can kill two things now. My board trades with his board. I don't think he can do 10 damage in one turn unless he has like the Force Savage combo or something. Should I play this? Just... yeah. Why not? The reason to play it now instead of holding it is because I might not have enough mana to play it and play Jeeves if I draw Jeeves. At some later stage. Oh good. He's just gonna go for the face now, there's no reason to... Well, actually... he should probably send us 2-3 into the 4-2, because then I can't get through both things with the Sludge Belcher. Oh, he's gonna trade both, so I can't kill the Belcher at all. Okay. No, you really should, yeah. I would say it was the other trade that was questionable, not that one. Oh, hey, it's my combo. 7 was 3, so it would take me down to 6. Can you do 6?
Here we go.
I don't think that changes whether I win or lose. Making that attack. And that means that after the cheap goes into it, then I can kill it turn after. I definitely have no answer for that, though.
For a little while, I got a big punch.
I can't believe we've played it as a 10-5. Like, I mean, there are things that I could potentially get, but... that's not one of them.
Here we go.
Yeah. There was no reason to play that as a 10-5. 5 damage was easily enough to kill me. With any likely board state. All he's doing is making it vulnerable to Big Game Hunter, actually, so, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good deck. Maybe I had that quest, you know, we have to deal 100 damage to enemy heroes. I think that's probably what it was. So, okay. You probably can't get 3 wins with any deck. This was way worse than I expected the deck to actually be. I mean, yeah, making the worst picks like literally every time. Really, you can get some terrible, terrible decks. But we still got 1 win, which was better than I thought we were going to get looking at it. So, what I'm saying is that while picking cards is very important, it's not the be-all and end-all. You can have pick the best deck in the world, and if you don't play the games right, then you're not going to do that well. So, I mean, it's important to practice both aspects of it and look for weaknesses in your game in both aspects of it. Anyway, let's see what we got. A Shadow Step. No, 35 Dust. Okay. And the deck. What do we get in the deck? Yeah, nothing cool. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and remember, if you're getting really low arena runs, make sure to look at how you're playing the games, as well as how you're building the decks. Thanks. See ya.